The lesson for Anton Daniels here is you're making money, man. You got eyes on you, and your audience is mainstream. He's got everybody. He's got whites, black, Asians. Because he's creating content based on his opinions. He's not there to do social activism or push a race agenda for one side versus the other. He's just commenting on his opinions, using his own talking points, right? And he's identified as a conservative. So obviously, he's going to have some tensions in the black community. My takeaway from this is just stay away from them, bro. I've been saying it. They call me a xenophobe when I say stuff like that. Just stay away, bro. If they are not at income parity with you, if they don't have platforms that match your platforms, don't go there. You know, and same applies to me. Corey's not going to invite me to his platform because I don't have that influence. I don't have that influence. So that's how he should say. You've got 1.3 million. He's got 400,000. You're completely different. You're in different spaces. You go to the guys that have more than you. So if I'm Anton Daniels, I'm going to Asmon Gold. Okay. Those are the guys, and I don't care what their race is. I'm going to the guys that have an audience similar to the content that I create. And I'm trying to get, to the next, especially if I have to do it in person. That should be the lesson here. Like, don't entertain people that you're doing better at in the same space, because there is some, human jealousy. It's a thing, man. And maybe Corey planned this out. Who knows? I don't know, because he needs something. He needs to be in the algorithm. He needs to be talked about, right? If this doesn't happen, who is talking about Corey Holcomb? Not really, not anybody. Yeah.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I
talk
don't
about
know.
liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there. Because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them. Because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you start to get into this feminine posture. He's an independent content creator like everybody else that is on YouTube. He might get featured on Fox from time to time. A guest appearance on Fox is about $5,000. That's, not sometimes they don't even pay. Most of them are free. Laura Ingraham has featured him maybe twice. That's it. Around the election, right? So he's his own boss, just like you are. Like everybody that creates content, you are your own boss. And of course, Google is the parent company that pays us. Of course, Anton Daniels is not going to say something like that gets him booted off. See, what these guys are trying to do is to put him in a position where he says something that is racist, because what Corey is trying to tell him to say is racist. Something that could get him kicked off YouTube, where he loses $3-4 million a year. You have to understand how evil some of these minds are. Like, you're trying to get him to say something so that you'll feel good. You see, the traits are the same. Feel good people. I don't care if it's a bigger star. It's the same traits, man. Everything that I've said on this YouTube channel, there's always an episode of something they do that validates exactly what I've been saying for the last few months. Corey Holcomb is trying to find a way to make Anton Daniels lose his money, because the money is the leverage. The money is the reason he sends him that invite. Instead of thinking about this in the sense of a partnership, to repeat or to do the things that have made him successful. Anton's success is clearly due to hard work. Go and look at any of his YouTube channels and count how many videos he puts out daily. Compare that to Corey and all some of these other creators. YouTube is a public space. You can tell a creator's work ethic by the amount of videos they put out. Not just videos, but the quality of videos and the amount of views they get on those videos. Because the view count reflects the quality of the video or the interest in that video. Corey Holcomb doesn't have that. I don't think he believes in himself, or he believes that he has that ability to manage. Okay. So the problem here is he's not a manager. He's a talent. It's like one of those boys that get drafted and then they show them smiling with their teeth out. And then they play in the league for 3 years. Zion Williamson example, right? They play for a little bit. They never reach their fullest potential. And then they just drop out of the league and then nobody starts to talk about them anymore. That is Corey Holcomb in terms of comedy. A bright talent that got a good head start, reduced to nothing, watching all these young people come in and really collect the bag. And he's made excuses and he's built an audience around those excuses that he's made. That he's not getting the bag because he's not gay, or because there's always something that because of this, that's why I'm not getting that. And because of this, that's why I'm not getting that. Okay? When you live a lifestyle based on just always excuses, right? I can't take you seriously. This is a problem we have, and this is not just Corey that does it. A lot of these guys do this too, and I've talked extensively about it. I've observed this pattern of thinking for so long, and what it does is it impedes on your level of productivity. So Anton Daniels is exactly the definition of YouTube productivity. He's working. Okay. But he takes time out. He comes there. Instead of being part of the shine, Corey Holcomb wants to take a shot. Because this is a very selfish mindset. It's about them. You are in my building, so I have to project that I'm the big boy, the imaginary big boy, but the data suggests that you're not the big boy. The big boy is the guy that is sitting right to you, the guy that is actually showing us the work and showing us a path that you can follow. Because anybody that is watching me right now can be an Anton Daniels tomorrow. Okay? Anybody that is a good orator, or even if you're not, you can learn to speak, right? Anybody can do what Anton Daniels does. The blueprint is out there. He doesn't even hide it. But not everybody can do what Corey does. Because with Corey's, you have to have talent. You have to be a comedian. It's very hard. If you're not a natural, it's really, really hard to be funny. Okay? But where productivity comes in the question and work and effort comes in, the difference is so big, it's not even close. And this is the conversation that I would say more generally Black America needs to have. You're getting a picture from two different guys. One of them loved by the community because he talks the community stuff. The other guy, mainstream hard worker. Where do you go? Okay, where do you go? Now, of course, they're not gonna, if I go on everybody's reactions, they're not gonna react the way I have reacted to this. They're all gonna pick Corey's side to this because the beta side is always the more appealing side. And they might think that's even masculinity. They might project that to be masculinity. But look at how somebody that is not even in your building is calm and collected, and you are not. That's an embarrassment. I haven't, again, I don't have the full context, but I've heard enough, right? At this point, all these things only validate what I have been saying, and I'm very small. I'm only, 7,000 subs, but it does validate what I've been saying for months now, that you need to be able to spot this. If you're a young man watching me, you need to be able to spot this very early on and distance yourself from that thought process. It's a mindset. The mindset to, by default, to blame your problems on other people. Blame your lack of relationship on black women. Blame your lack of being able to start a family on modern women. Blame your inability to make money on white people and racism and systemic racism and white supremacy. Blame your inability uh, to get work and to live a good life because of the immigrants. But the last time I checked, you're not doing any construction work. You're not building any roads. You're not doing the physical labor that some of these guys do. And you're definitely not picking fruits and cotton because a lot of them are going to get triggered by picking those. So you got to leave that to the immigrants to do because I'm not picking no cotton either, right? Like I'm not going to feel good about it, even if it's not have no direct relationship to me. The mere fact I'm black in America from Africa, the optics doesn't look good for me to go pick fruit or cotton. I'm not doing it. Fuck no. If that's the only job that I have to do in this country, my ass is out of here. Okay. But I'm not going to complain if somebody else wants to do it, you know? And that's a mindset that we should have.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall
I'm an
of
equal
it?
accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you
don't have, you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You're too busy.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud.
How have Caucasian men destroyed America? See, the things that I just said about Corey Holcomb is starting to come out. How has a whole class or group of men destroyed America? You know, this collective blame assignment is not a good thing. It's not. You got to look at this from an individual perspective. You know, are there some bad apples? Yes. In every community, there's people that are horrible. This blanket blame and blame assignment, if there's anything, if you look at this proportionally, I think they've done more for America than, you know, maybe outside of the Asians right now. But are we going to blame a kid that was born in 1985 for something their great grandparents did in 1578? At some point, we got to really cut this out and say, hey, in today's America, you can achieve a lot if you do things a certain way. And if that's not the case, you'd see a lot more people on the streets protesting. And that's not the case. These men that are talking this talk have both amassed millions and millions of dollars. They don't feel the pain of the regular black folk. They don't. They don't even live amongst black people. They're not in the black communities. And when they have money, you know, a lot of them, and I mean, Anton has remained in Detroit and trying to help with Detroit revitalization in his own small way. But Corey's not in Chicago. He's in LA with the big boys, right? So it's very easy to pick on a guy that is maybe mainstream or conservative. Yeah, maybe like Buck is saying YouTube is his boss. YouTube is everybody's boss. They own the platform, but you run the company. Okay, you run your company. And what Corey Holcomb is attempting to do is to create a Tommy Sotomayor in Anton Daniels. Say some ridiculous stuff about white people or women so that we take your money away from you. What good is it going to do for Anton to say this stuff that Corey is trying to get him to say to make white people, to make other black people feel good? Then he goes home tomorrow and his channel is down and he makes no money. He could have used that money to build homes in Detroit, which is something he's doing right now. He's using that money to build homes in Detroit. Those homes are in impoverished neighborhoods, some of them, that will revitalize some of these neighborhoods and end up helping other black people. All this race fight, you need money, bro. Everything that we talk about in life, we need money. You don't have money, you can't do shit. So it's either you support the brother from making money. You know, I'm I'm gonna stand for a capitalist all day, every day. Let that man just make his money. It's legal. You may not like certain things he says about your community or my community. Who the hell cares? Right? Who the hell cares? He's got an audience, a very mixed race audience. He's got to shoot through the middle so that he can be able to take care of himself and his family. You know? And yeah, if he's giving too much to your community, he's part of your community. So that'll be an accountability check. That is him calling out his own community. He's entitled to do that. Okay. So um I don't I really, like I said, if you hear this commentary, you might think I don't like Corey Holcomb. I am subscribed to his 5150. I've stayed up to watch him talk. He's entertaining. But my views about him have not changed because I don't think he's a hard worker. I don't think he's maximized his potential. And this opportunity of bringing creators to his show could have been a leg up, could have been an opportunity for him to now go to Anton's show and try to get some of that audience to his show. Because this is the new media now. This is where people's ears are. And I feel like Corey Holcomb once again missed an opportunity. And this tells me a lot about what I've been thinking of him all these years. I just think that he's not a manager. He doesn't know how to grow beyond a certain point. When he reaches his limits, he stalls, right? He stalls at once he's got into his limit, and we're starting to see that play out. This conversation they had should have never escalated to that, because it's a conversation about hypotheticals. It's not one of those conversations that should have even gotten to that level yet, and yet it did.
But you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud,
you talking loud,
and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it, and that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah, homie, let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't suck.
Yeah, you do. You do.
So fix
You doing it right now.
I don't suck.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no sucky shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats.
Let's switch seats. I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no sucky shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucky shit.
I don't give about nothing.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can just tell I'm very disappointed in Corey Holcomb because, like I said, I used to like him, but I like to also observe mannerisms and just human behavior as a whole. I've read multiple books about this man. You guys hear me talk about human action all the time. It really keeps my eyes on how people do things, and what I am very disappointed in this. I didn't catch this. Like, I haven't watched his show in a while, but this is a big L for him. I don't know what other commentators are seeing, because a lot of them will not see what I'm seeing. They don't understand these things. Like, I know for a fact they don't. They don't see what I'm seeing here. Corey Holcomb is one of those guys that I said this earlier on. They have talent, but they are not managers. They stall. When they hit the limits, they stall. And when they stall, they blame everybody around them. Okay. And like what Anton just said is right. He's standing, his audience is all black. Corey's audience is all black, which is sad for a comedian because Chappelle's audience is America. Okay? That is what you should strive to be. You're never going to enrich yourself if you just target one community as your financial base. Dave Chappelle knew that. He didn't have to do that. He went mainstream. And he went mainstream even saying controversial stuff. Okay? That's how you make the money. The blueprint is there even for comics. And Corey Holcomb is still stubborn, feminine, and he fails to see it. You know? And maybe this was like, hey, let me check this guy. But you can just tell that Daniels is a man, bro. I'm quite impressed with how he stood his ground because he's not on home turf. And what else are you going to do when somebody is like this outrage over nothing? Just because he thinks that you don't say, you don't give the same energy to white men than you do to the black community, even when he's a black man. He's entitled to talk about his own community. Or maybe he sees more fault in his community than he sees in white America. He's still entitled to that opinion. Okay. And actually, if you've watched Anton Daniels many times, he just reacts to stuff. That's it. And it's usually reaction channels never react to good news stories. No reaction channel does that. Name me a reaction channel that even the algorithm won't push a video that is, hey, the first black man went to space. Nobody's going to watch that. Even I won't watch it. You won't watch it either. We watch the degenerate stuff. We all do. That's the stuff that entertains us, okay? So why are you going after the young man's money for reacting to something that every data point tells us increases the level of engagement? That is what content is. You need something that increases engagement. And that is what pays his bills. You're telling him to not do his job, essentially, so that you can feel good. That is the whole conversation right now, is that he just wants to feel good. Hey, say something that is so nice about my community and say something shitty about their community so that I feel good. Same Tariq Nasheed argument, different targets. Same concept. This is how these guys have done things over and over again. When I said it then, people thought I was crazy. Now you're seeing it. You know, I'm drawing these parallels and like, shit, this guy is right. This is the same mindset, bro. This is the same parallels. I've not seen, if Corey Holcomb doesn't have a talent, if you take the talent component out, he's a horrible manager. He'll probably not have anything. And the reason you see a lot of guys with nothing is that they don't even have a talent to fall back on. At least Corey Holcomb has some talent. You know, the last time I was on the 5150 show, he was having audio issues. He had audio issues for like 4 or 5 months straight. And his fans were calling him out that they haven't fixed the audio issue after all this while. Yet the show makes a lot of money from super chats. So when your audience is giving you super chats and you have to fix maybe your roadcaster or whatever is down, yeah, it's $700, but you made $700 on the live stream. You can go replace it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's a good manager because the one show, which is his crown jewel, even the production on the show has had some issues. You know, I haven't watched him ever since that time. I don't know if they ever fixed those issues, but stuff like this will not happen under Anton's management. You know, he could have gone in the backstage and say, "Hey, bro, okay, you've seen my YouTube channel. What can I do to get the bag?" That's what this conversation should have been. But yet he invited him there knowing that he had some animosity towards the guy. Why do you even have to invite him? I don't get it.
What? Watch the sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no sucking,
You
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
Okay, but that oh, you
I
go.
don't give a fuck about what you talking
Hey, homie,
about.
I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Put no sucking shit. Don't put no sucking shit on me.
From Detroit,
Say
right
I
now.
suck again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No. I'm gonna
I don't do no sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But you're not bossing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do
Put the
fucking shit.
microphone right down,
Yo.
right now, and going up back. I don't give a
No,
shit.
sir.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You running your mouth. I don't do
You
no
doing it for
fucking
the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
Anton,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say Anton, listen, don't disrespect me like that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you, but don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm gonna extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how would it call it out his name. I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get respected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No, this my
because
show.
That's
This
cool.
my
That's
show.
cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me sucking. I don't suck my.
You talking about?
He needs to stop going on people's show, man. You don't have to do it. You got enough visibility. You're getting the bag. Shit. Unless you're going on a show to help a creator grow, you're picking out a small channel that you're trying to help out. I can see him doing that unless he's trying to help some young black creator from Detroit come up, which I think he can do. Even he hasn't reached his potential yet. You got kids from Michigan, actual speed at 40-some million. So there is a potential to grow these YouTube channels past 1 million. If this is how they are treating him at 1 million, how are they going to treat him at 10 million, right? Or 4 million? So even Anton hasn't reached his full potential, but he can share some of this with the greater community because there's a lot of black people that want to do well in this content game. And definitely he has something that is working. The mistake, I put some of this on him for taking the invitation to even go, to fly out there. What if your plane didn't make it? You'd have lost your life for this guy? Really? You got to think about all of these things too. Like, yeah, I'm sure he was in LA for other things too. But if he really went out there to LA just to go to this show, for this to happen, he needs to really, really look into his decision making because he's not perfect either. Like I said, life is a collection of decisions. You make some good ones, you make some bad ones. You just always want to measure and make sure that there's more good decisions than there is bad, so that the bad ones don't put you out of business. And this is an L on his side too. So L for Corey Holcomb, L for Anton for even taking that invitation to go to a thing like this. I'm sure this is going to be on the internet for a little bit. But Corey also has a lot of fans from the Manosphere, the Passport Bros, all these other guys that I think are just mentally sick men. And I wouldn't be surprised if Anton starts getting death threats because they're feminine, to doxing. Look at me. Small channel, 7,000 subs, they are doxing me. So can you imagine a guy like Anton, right, after this happens? Because Corey has some emotional people in his audience. If you watch the 5150 show, a lot of guys are very, very emotional.